All right, I'm back with another petty pop-up. Real heavy on the petty. I'm just here to state my petty opinion. Everything said in this video is alleged and in my opinion and used for educational and entertaining purposes. All right, petty betties, where y'all at? Get on in here. Let's talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville Reunion Part 3. Okay, let's get it, y'all. All right, y'all. They open back up with Mel and Ugly Betty continuing to go back and forth. I tell you one thing, if Love and Marriage Huntsville don't do nothing, they're gonna reuse some scenes, okay? They continue to go back and forth. And Ugly Betty, she just a old gutter rat, y'all. There is no way a woman of her age should be on television acting like that. If I was Stormy, I would have been mortified. I would have been embarrassed. You hear me? Stormy was talking about the tweet situation. And Ugly Betty kept trying to chime in. Betty is irrelevant, okay? Betty do not have a big enough role in this show to even be sitting at this reunion, okay? Carlos asked at the end of it, so where do things stand between the two of you? Stormy did not answer that question, okay? Did y'all peep that? Okay, because the thing to me is, okay, Stormy trying to say, oh, I like you, Mel. You know, you built all of this. Great eye for recognizing, even though you thought you was gonna come on this woman's show and take her spot. But you asking Mel to do something you ain't willing to do right now. You asking Mel that her followers are doing X, Y, and Z, and she should have been able to go in and say it wasn't Stormy, blah, 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 and save you. But your mama sitting up here talking shit to this woman right now, and you can't do nothing about that. So you asking for something that you ain't willing to give right now. So, you know, these people, I don't know what world they live in. It's very delusional, right? So Carlos asks Junior, where does he stand with his cousin? Okay, I'm sorry. Junior, what Junior said was nice, but Junior is completely irrelevant. Junior he does not have a big enough role in this show to even be at this reunion. Why is Junior here? Who invited Junior and Ugly Betty here? Let's think about it. I think Carlos messy ass wanted a moment, right? So these people don't have a big enough role in the show to even be sitting on the reunion stage. As far as Stormy is concerned, for me, Stormy is the op. She came in and showed the world what a slimy snake that she was, and I cannot unsee it. Okay? I cannot unsee it. When she was at Destiny reopening, and she was talking all that shit about it's not what it looked like, trying to say, in other words, I took it as that she was using Mel for her purposes. She wasn't really her friend. I believe her. I believe that's who she is, and I believe her for that. So all this trying to come back and spin a new narrative, honey, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, honey. Okay, so Carlos asked Ugly Betty about mending her situation with her own sister. And she was disrespectful in her answer to him and immature. I mean, it's really sad for to be this woman age sitting up on this stage being silly. Because she is very silly and very immature. And if your own blood sister don't want nothing to do with you, what can anybody else want with you? I just don't have no use for Ugly Betty, and I don't need to see her on my TV screen. There was no use and no reason for her to be here at all, okay? And I don't think Courtney said 2 words this whole dang on reunion, right? So anyway, nobody is invested in Stormy and her family because Stormy has proven herself to be a op, and this is male country, honey. So you can get on, okay? Next. They talked to the Fletchers, and they showed the flashbacks of the Fletchers, and main thing they really talked about with the Fletchers was why they weren't invited to the expo, like Latisha say. The reason why they wasn't invited to the expo is because Latisha hating ass didn't want them there. Can't y'all see that? All this shit was a farce. Some people pretending like, now these people been in business for 30 years. Letitia and Marcel trying to pretend like they don't know what these people do for a living. They don't know this. They don't know that. That's what a liar always say when they get caught on the carpet about why they didn't do something. Oh, I didn't know. They know exactly who these people are. They know what they can bring. They know that they can't compete with them. Look at the Fletchers. Look at how the Fletchers are living, honey. And let's look at how the Scotts are living. Okay? They know they can't compete and they didn't want them there. That's the bottom line. Okay. Letitia and Marceau robbing people to pay Paul. They embattled in all kind of lawsuits. They moved out of a home into an apartment. Talk about hustling backwards, but you want to give somebody business advice? Girl, get out of here with that shit. It's not going to happen, okay? And then Marceau calling Chris a sexist. That just further demonstrates that they are there to perform. They came to put on a show for y'all, and he's there to act, and he's very terrible at it. Okay, and when Tisha said that she was very direct, Carlos should ask her, what does it mean to be direct? That's what he should have asked her. What does it mean to be direct? I guarantee you she couldn't answer them. She couldn't answer them because she's a copy and paste. Okay, if somebody else didn't say it already, she don't know it. Okay, so anyway, Carlos asked Nell how did she find out that Chris was cheating. You know, for me, I feel like they should have saved that for the show. I mean, I like the Fletchers. The Fletchers are classy. Look at Nell. Nell looks so good. She looks so pretty. But I feel like there's no lying in them. I feel like what we see from them is what it is. You know what I'm saying? These other people, we know they're perpetrating a fraud that has been proven over and over and over again. But I feel like there's no lying in the Fletchers. We see what it is. Um, so Carlos asked Neil, how did she find out Chris was cheating? And Marceau in the background, welcome to the reunion. I told y'all they performing, okay? So Neil tells a story that, somebody told her, here go Carlos, was it the other woman? See, he wants the mess. Clearly, he wants the mess. Neil says, no, it wasn't the other woman, but, she didn't have any proof or anything, but she asked him about it. And of course, he lied like men do. And she backed him into a corner and she made him tell her the truth. Well, Fletcher had enough integrity to go on, come on out with it. And they worked their way through it. Okay. Mel interjected that they have a solid friendship and that they have been really supportive of them. They was staying up with them 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, trying to help them get their stuff back on track. And so she was just interjecting that they had a solid friendship, because Carlos doesn't ask valid questions. I mean, he just asks anything about some mess. Yeah, he all for that. But for the real, valid things that adults, like to discuss, he doesn't know how to do that because he's a toddler, just like these other people. Okay, so they show the flashbacks of the Houston trip, and Carlos asks Martell who was the woman that he brought in the house, right? Martell says that it was a massage therapist. So Kimmy chimes in because Captain Saberho Kimmy got to come in and say today for these men. Oh well, they have elected to move on, and just like Nell said, even though they have elected to move on, it was still disrespectful. Even though everybody kind of disagrees on why it's disrespectful. For me, Kimmy can continue her pick me journey on in the dark. I don't need to see no more from Kimmy and her libido. She dead puss Kimmy can go on about her business back on in the dark and get on up off the TV because us 21st century women have moved on. All that coming in trying to save these men and low key taking digs. Oh no, honey, no. If I was Mel, I wouldn't film with her. She wouldn't get another check. She wouldn't eat off me. She wouldn't continue to eat off me because they ate off her for a long time. But anyway, and then Maurice and Kimmy, they don't bring nothing. They bring absolutely nothing. What do Maurice do for a living? They say he's a lawyer. Well, when do he go to work? When do we see anything having to do with him being in court or a court case? I don't see it for Kimmy and Maurice. They can get on. But anyway, what was I saying? So Hotel says that he don't have to announce that he getting a massage. Okay, so for me, there should have been a conversation with everybody about expectations, because when you get grown people together, okay, in this day and age, there's a lot going on in this world, y'all. People getting murked left and right, just going about their business. Like people trying to enter their homes, people are standing out, laying waiting till people try to enter their homes, and they coming behind them with guns, trying to push them in the home. It's just all kind of stuff going on. That is why you have to be safe. It's not because people want to police who you bringing in and nothing like that. Everybody knows these are grown people. They can do what they want to do, right? But the thing is, you got to be safe. Like, just like, I don't know, I can't remember the rapper's name that was in California, and him and his friend was videoing what they were doing, and, they had gone out shopping, and the people came, they found the address where they were, and they went to the address to rob them, and they ended up killing this young man. So I'm just saying, you have to be safe in anybody that you let into your space, being that they're reality stars, they're on TV, they're wealthy people. You know what I'm saying? It's just safe to, be careful about who you invite into your environment. And if the expectation of everybody was that it was just going to be y'all, to invite somebody else into that, it's dangerous. It's dangerous, and it's disrespectful to just put everybody else's everybody else's safety in jeopardy, because of what you plan on doing. But anyway, like I said, Kimmy is a pick me, and there should have been a conversation about it. So Kimmy interjecting, Mel, didn't you get a massage too? See, I gotta save these men. I'm a Captain Save-A-Ho. She just proving that she a op, and to me, she showed her hand. She showed her hand to Mel. If Mel had any idea, or didn't have any idea who Kimmy was or what she was about, she just showed her hand, trying to save these men and get a cheap laugh. You just showed your hand to Mel that you're not for her in no kind of way, because that was completely unnecessary. You didn't have to do that, but you did it anyway. Okay. So Carlos asked Mel, like, how did she contact her person, for her massage? And okay, of course, Hotel tried to steal it anyway. We're not gonna kiki like we all friends here. Um, Carlos asked Hotel why was he mad that Nell was defending Mel, and here he come with his she cheated on me. I like Nell because Nell was the only one that had the gall and the moxie to say, you cheated for 5 years. And Hotel had the audacity to say, so what? What you mean, so what? You know, Hotel, he always want to holler about Mel cheating on me. She cheated on me. All this is just deflection, y'all. He is trying to get out of that position that he's in because he has lost everything being a fool. And he don't want to be the only fool. So he got to try in some way to make Mel look bad, to change his position, to make it look like, see, it wasn't just him. It was her too. He flat out lying and deflecting. Because you ever notice that he can't name one person? He can't name one time, one person where he caught her. As a matter of fact, on the show, when she went on that little date, he said out of his mouth, well, that was the first time me ever seeing something like that. And, it shocked me. It's the first time me ever seeing you. So he said he is letting you know out of his own mouth that he is just lying. He is just lying and deflecting and trying to change the narrative like these people like to do when they forget that this is a TV show and this stuff is recorded, right? Mel said, where's your proof? He ain't got no damn proof. Because it didn't fucking happen. And so Mel was like, Hotel said, don't call me a liar. Mel say, don't call a man a liar that's been lying. Listen, when they look up loser in the dictionary, your face ought to be there. When they look up liar in the dictionary, your damn face ought to be there. So Carlos asked Chris why he let Hotel yell in his wife's face. Because it was disrespectful. Everybody know it's disrespectful. And trying to defend that is just a pick-me's position because it's disrespectful. No other kind of way in any kind of way you look at it, it's disrespectful for a man, for him to have been yelling in that woman's face. To me. You know what I'm saying? Hotel didn't think he did nothing wrong. In his femininity, he didn't think he did anything wrong, but we know that Hotel is a poor excuse for a man. So, In the real world, had he done something like that, it would have been real world consequences, and he knows that. You go in somebody's woman face and you get to yelling and screaming and think you ain't gonna get put down, honey. I'm telling you, don't come to Louisiana. Don't come to Louisiana, baby, because they will touch you in Louisiana for something like that, okay? In this little reality bubble where you can pretend like you're a gangster, I guess you can yell in people's face and do stuff like that. But just don't come to the real world with that, honey, because you're gonna get touched. Okay. So we move on from that. They get back to the Tisha and the Kiki thing again, okay? Tisha does not want Kiki on this show. I think that she wants to be the only one from their family that has any notoriety. And just knowing Kiki, how she has known her, Kiki has always one-upped her. Kiki has been smarter than her. Kiki is more accomplished than her. You know what I'm saying? And Tisha knows that. They from the same family. Y'all got to understand. It's Bessemer against Bessemer right here, right? So I think Tisha just does not want Kiki on this show. And Tisha said that they have tried to fix it, but she always go back on her word. Okay. We saw in real time where Tisha had Kiki promise not to speak about her marriage. Kiki did promise not to speak about her marriage. But what Tisha is leaving out, what Latisha is leaving out is that she contacted Kiki by phone and asked her to go and perform a task for her, right? And so when Kiki comes back with the information, then she didn't want to speak to her or whatever. She tried to pretend like, that was a issue for her. Kiki let Tisha play her is what it amounts to. Because she should have reminded her, remember you said you didn't want me to speak about your marriage? Remember I promised not to speak about your marriage? Well, you're going to have to get somebody else to get you your information. I believe that Tisha did that on purpose because she wanted to show on camera. See, she said she wanted to speak about my marriage and look at what she's doing. But leaving out the fact that she asked her to do it. Listen, this is Bessemer against Bessemer. They play these dirty little tricks. I really feel like Kiki knows something and they do not want her on this show because they can't lie in front of Kiki because Kiki know the truth, right? For me, Tisha is she's a very jealous, very envious kind of bitch, right? It's all over her face. She's a big liar, right? And she does not want Kiki on this show for the same reasons they didn't want the Fletchers on this show. They do not want nobody to outshine them. And Kiki, for all her verbal gymnastics, she's pretty smart and she's accomplished and all that, but she from Bessemer too. She let this woman play her, right? So all them lies they be telling, they getting exposed in front of Kiki. Remember, Tisha was saying, "Oh, I was a stay-at-home mom." Now all of a sudden I was a stay-at-home mom for 2 years, right? See, now you got to tell the truth because you got somebody on the show who know the truth, right? Okay, so I never faced infidelity in my marriage. All of a sudden, oh yeah, I found a pic in my phone, right? Because Kiki knows you found pictures in the man's phone. Then we got the big back pic that was released, Kiki knows the truth. She knows that they know that they cannot lie without impunity anymore with Kiki on this show because Kiki knows that she knows what they're lying about. And they not even comfortable lying in front of Kiki because they know they're lying. So that I think that's a big part of why they don't want Kiki on the show. But anyway, Kiki leaves a lot to be desired because she has proven herself to be a fool because she doesn't know what side her bread is buttered on. I mean, you was in a alliance with the queen of the show and you ruined it. You let that Bessemer come out of you, honey. But I'm glad that it did, so you can go on about your business, okay? They kept trying to say that Tisha kept trying to say that she has a lot going on her and that could ruin her family. And that's why she didn't want her to be on a reality show. She wouldn't want to be on a reality show if she had all that going on. Who are you? Who are you, the judge and jury? That's her decision to make. That's not your decision to make. And Kiki said that it was only 2 things, and those 2 things have been discussed. That was the infidelity in her marriage, and that was the drug abuse that she had been going through. So Hotel pipes up and says, "Oh, they said it's one more major thing." Kiki was like, "That's a lie. Please reveal it. Please reveal it." Okay, so what is the other major thing that Kiki's supposed to have going on that they claim they not going to reveal? Kiki says is nothing other than those two things. See, these people just be lying. I think they're trying to plant some seeds, y'all, for the upcoming season. But Kiki response was just lacking because when Carlos asked her would she like to reconcile, she said, of course, that if I was to say that I want this to be going on, I would be lying. I don't know, y'all. Like I said, these people from the same family. I don't really know what the motivations are. It's some deep-seated stuff going on. And I don't blame anybody for removing themselves from being involved in this because, this is family. Okay. But did y'all hear in the outtakes when Kiki told Marcel, you was a lying motherfucker. Marcel said, come get me. Tisha gonna say, I bet you won't cross this line. That was that one time. I bet you won't cross this line. I told y'all, these people are faking and performing. Tisha and Marcel are performing, right? So anyway, they move on to the so-called Tisha's asking Marceau if he believed Tisha would step out on him. Girl, who cares? Everybody know that shit was a fake storyline. Don't nobody even care. Nobody cares about you being a fool. You'll pick me just like Kimmy will pick me. And if you're gonna sit next to a man and go hard in the paint for him, even though all these accusations being made for him, but if anything hypothetical comes up, he believed that you will go out in the streets and girl, he is telling you what he thinks of you, and it's okay with me. If that's okay with you, it's okay with me. It just could not ever be me, right? So anyway, y'all, through all of that mess, girl, I was thinking. I kept looking at these shoes. Tisha got on her feet, and I was saying to myself, I said, Jesus on the main line, tell him what you want. Oh, Jesus on the main line, tell him what you want. Jesus on. Y'all, look at these shoes. Look at Tisha's feet. She looked like she had to crawl up out the gutter, y'all. What millionaire? What millionaire walking around with that kind of shit on their feet, y'all? That girl, look, Keisha is a liar. Ain't no truth in her. She is a big liar. Okay. So anyway, y'all, it wasn't too much to this third installment. I didn't find it very informative. They only needed to do 2. They didn't need to do 3. And all that kikiing and laughing like we all friends, I just can't get with it. I don't sit around with people who don't mean me any good. I just don't. As far as Stormy and Courtney, Stormy is a Courtney's a bump on the log. They both can go. I'm sorry. I just don't find any value that they add. Courtney don't even talk. I don't think he said 2 words through this whole dang on reunion show, right? Maurice and Kimmy, they got to go. I'm sick of them. Kimmy with her pick me ways and her Captain Save a Whole ways. Maurice is another bump on the log. He brings nothing, adds nothing to the show. They can go. Okay, Mel is the show, right? If it was not for Mel, it wouldn't be no show. I love watching her. I think she's very, very smart. I love how this woman has stepped into her power. You can tell now that Mel is settled. She's happy. She's over these people, right? I mean, they still eating off of her, but I guess, knowing Mel, she's going to come up with something, okay? I think she just wants her show to continue. Okay, Carlos is a slimy snake, in my opinion, and an opportunist. Not opportunist. What I'm talking about. Carlos is an opportunist. Okay, I think he's using Mel to his benefit. Right, that's what I think. Hotel is just, oh Lord, I do not want to see this kind of trash on my TV screen. I don't think he deserves to be on here. Earning a check with doing the stuff that he's doing. He can go. He absolutely needs to go. We need to see consequences for actions, y'all. Okay, if we teaching, we need to see it. Okay, Marceau and Tisha, they was definitely putting on airs and performing. I think they put 10 on 20 this time. They was out in the front forefront with it. If you didn't catch it, you wasn't trying to catch it, because they were very much performing. Okay, Tiffany and Lou. I like Lou. Tiffany got personality like a paper bag. I'm sorry. I think that all them reads was rehearsed. I think all of that was a plant. I think it was production plant, because Tiffany's personality leaves a lot to be desired. I think she just didn't fit with the show. And real life, real talk. If she was saying some of the things that she said on the show to people in real life, she would have gotten touched. Okay, she would have most certainly got touched. Okay, the Fletchers are a welcome addition. Everybody likes the Fletchers. Like I said, there's no lying in them. I see, you know, the issues that they have, that they've worked it out, that they love each other, that they want to stay together, that they are a testimony to what a marriage should be, because clearly they want to be together. Okay, so they are a welcome addition. I love watching their little story. I would like to continue to see it. I mean, what do y'all think is going to happen in the next upcoming season? What would y'all like to see happening? I would like to see a lot of these people gone. Okay, I don't want to see Ugly Betty and Junior no more. I really don't. I don't need to see Stormy even. Kimmy and Maurice can go. Martell got to go. But yeah, y'all get down in the comments. Let's talk about it, y'all. Thank you guys for watching. Until the next time. Peace.